Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Mike Ratchford. I'm the Executive Director of Brookdale Hoffman Estates. It's nice to see you all here this afternoon. I just want to talk a little bit about this program and the purpose of it, the Local Hero Program. This is a wonderful program. It started a few years ago by our previous Executive Director, Dan Harrington. This being the anniversary date of the tragic day 14 years ago when our country was attacked. This is a great way for us to commemorate and remember 9/11 and the many heroes that died that awful day. Therefore today, with this Local Hero Program, we are here to recognize and say thank you to some very special people. These are ordinary people who quietly do special things for others. They are the kind people who wake up each day and think of other people and what they can do to help them out and improve their quality of life.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great privilege, actually. I appreciate Brookdale doing this every year. September 11th was a tough date in American history, and it's nice that we continue to remember. And it's nice that Brookdale honors some of the local everyday heroes we have in our community, people who serve, whether they're police, fire, public works, or whether they're people who work in social service agencies, those who come to the help of people in need. It's my honor today to nominate the Hanover Township Food Pantry. Hoffman Estates is in 4 different townships, one of which is Hanover. And the township serves 99,000 residents in the Cook County area in communities of Streamwood, Elgin, Bartlett, Hanover Park, Hoffman Estates, and Schaumburg. Hanover Township Pantry serves more than 10,000 families each year. When you think about that, most of the communities and towns in the state of Illinois have less than 10,000 people. The items they always need the most are tuna, coffee, peanut butter, jelly, rice, potatoes, cereal, canned goods, macaroni and cheese, personal care items like shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, paper goods, toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, and dish soap. The village has always worked closely with the township to make sure the needs of the people that Hanover Township serves are met, whether they live in Hoffman Estates or one of the other communities. We really don't care. I want to thank them for the hard work they do, and it's a privilege to be associated with such an outstanding organization. The village also does collect food at the village hall, which we do drop off at the food pantries. So Mary Jo, you want to come up?
I'm just honored to be here today. Mayor, you said many things that we do. Many people don't believe that our neighbors need food. We did serve over 10,000 families. We are currently serving, although the economy is recovering, we are still serving almost 900 families a month. And we could not do it without the support of Hoffman Estates and the organizations that help us. We have no taxpayer dollars in our budget that help to buy food for our families in need, so we could never do what we do without the support of your support. So thank you very much for this honor today.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here. Today we are here to recognize our local hero, Lieutenant Paul Bilodeau. Paul served the community for 22 years, having been appointed to the fire department in 1993. In the year 2006, Paul was promoted to the rank of lieutenant. When he was promoted, Paul assumed the role of EMS officer for our department. No small task in and of itself. He was responsible for overseeing the 86 paramedics that served the community, along with maintaining certification and training records for those folks. In addition to that, he was responsible for our 7 ambulances, 5 ALS-equipped apparatus to maintain those vehicles and make sure that they're ready to respond at all times. As I said, no easy task at all. One of the largest divisions in our department. Paul's been assigned to Fire Station 22, which is just a couple blocks away from this facility, busiest station in our village. He has most likely responded to multiple incidents at this location, perhaps helping any one of you folks here today. Paul always delivers service with a proper demeanor and a quality. He is a highly respected member of our department and could be counted on to get the job done. Whatever it is, Paul will complete it in an effective and efficient manner. It's for these reasons and more that we recognize Lieutenant Paul Bilodeau as our 2015 local hero.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay, next, I have the pleasure of introducing from the Hoffman Estates Police Department, Lieutenant Darren Felgenhauer.
On behalf of the Hoffman Estates Police Department and Chief Boss, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to bring forth 3 examples of what your Hoffman Estates Police Department serves this community with. One of the officers was not able to make it today. He is out of town. That would be Officer Dave Doman. However, we do have Officer Michael Venezia and Officer Mark Petrovich with us today. I'm going to read to you 2 of the citations that brought forth their nomination for your local Hero Award. In recognition of Officer Venezia's actions on March 13, 2015, when responding to a 911 call of a structure fire with an elderly resident who had fallen down and still was in the residence. Officer Venezia arrived at the home approximately 2 minutes after the 911 call, entered the home, which was filled with heavy smoke. Officer Venezia located the 911 caller and her elderly father, who was on the floor and unable to walk out of the burning home. Officer Venezia pulled the elderly resident out of the home before the fire department arrived on scene and took him out to the driveway. Both the woman and her father were transported to the hospital for treatment of smoke inhalation that day. Officer Venezia acted courageously, without hesitation, and without regard for his own personal safety, pulling the elderly man who was unable to walk from the burning home. It was his prompt and courageous actions of Officer Venezia that saved this elderly man from serious injury or death. In recognition of Officer Doman and Officer Petrovich, on April 5th, 2015, they responded to a call of a structure fire with a subject still inside. Officer Doman and Officer Petrovich arrived at the home, observed heavy smoke and flames, and entered the home. They located and removed the family dog and began to clear the rest of the residence when they located a girl who was asleep with her headphones on and unable to hear the smoke alarm in the building. She was removed from the burning home without injury. Officer Doman and Officer Petrovich also acted courageously, without hesitation and without regard for their own personal safety. It was their prompt and courageous actions that saved this girl from serious injury or death. Mike and Mark, would you please step up here?
I'm excited to be able to be the leader of the 50-plus senior club. It's actually the 50-plus Active Adult Activity Center over at the Hoffman Estates Park District. And over the years, we've had quite a few people who have done a lot of outreach and done quite a few things for us to bring about a healthier, happier lifestyle for those who are 50 years of age and older. But I don't think I have met 2 people who have been more involved in that particular quest than the nominees today that Nicole Chesick, our Superintendent of Recreation, and I have nominated, and their names are Linda and Bill Graba. And if you'll please come on up. They have single-handedly or double-handedly, I don't know, 2 of you, put, I'd have to say, pickleball on the map in Hoffman Estates and the greater Hoffman Estates area. I don't know how many of you know what pickleball is, and maybe I should have them describe it, but it really is something that is a unique game for many areas of the United States, but it is flourishing, and it gets your heart working as well as your body working. And so I want to thank them because they are the ones who came to the Hoffman Estates Park District, said we have this idea, and they had to be very patient with us because when they said pickleball, we said pickle what? And today we have more people playing pickleball than I think we have, and I'm talking about seniors, in any sport in this area. So thank you very much for that, and if you'd say a few words.
Thank you. It's a great sport for, with a silly name, fastest growing sport in America. We have about 260 players now in our group in 3 years, and we average about 30 or 40 a day out on the courts running and getting some good exercise. So there's a lot more about that, but it's a great sport, and we're very honored to receive this award for doing something we absolutely love doing anyway. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now Brookdale Hoffman Estates has a very special person we'd like to recognize and present to our local hero award to. And that person is one of our associates that works in our personalized living department, and her name is Cindy Morales. Cindy Morales is a team player. She has a huge heart. She cares for our residents and puts their needs first. She is always willing to help and find solutions even when the situation is tough. She has been with Brookdale for 8 years and has helped out in various departments such as dining, front desk, assisted living, and personalized living. She is not one to back down from a challenge, and she is the first one to step up if someone needs help. She develops bonds and relationships with our residents that are invaluable. A great example of her caring and passionate manner is when she was seeing the needs of a former couple in our community. Cindy was very close to this couple. I'll use the name as Mrs. K. Mrs. K, one of the couple, she died a few years back, and Cindy was present at the time of her passing and would not leave her side during that time. Mr. K appreciated this just as much as Mrs. K did. After Mrs. K passed, Cindy stayed very close with Mr. K. At one point, he went to the hospital, and Cindy went over there every day to visit him. This made him light up and smile like you wouldn't believe. She even brought her daughter to visit him one day. The family was very appreciative, and Cindy stayed in contact with them. When Mr. K, did pass, it broke Cindy's heart. As you can imagine, to this day, she is very close to the family, and they will forever be in our heart. So thank you, Cindy, for all you do. You are a big hero in the eyes of all of us at Brookdale Hoffman Estates. So congratulations, Cindy. Okay, again, thank you everyone for taking the time on this special day to recognize our local heroes.